If you're wanting to manifest your twin flame union and you have been struggling, then watch this video. So, my dear friends, this work requires all of you. This work requires you to change completely. It is not just about doing inner work. So people say, yes, I do the inner work, but I've also seen a pattern that people are dedicated in doing their inner work, but when it comes to implementing it in the physical reality, they don't do it. So even if you keep saying to yourself, I am powerful and I choose to give power to myself, you heal yourself there, you love yourself there. And then when it comes to physically claiming your power and being powerful, that's when you take a U-turn. So my dear friends, the change has to happen at all levels. When you are dedicated on this path, it is about your dedication to yourself, your inner self, which is same as your outer self. Your outer and your inner is the same. So if you are trying to just do the inner work so that you can just get by and do enough and do a little bit and trying to see the results on the outside, it's not going to work that way, unfortunately. So how do we resolve this issue? This has to be resolved by making a choice of actually doing an action related to your inner work. So whatever inner work that you do, let's say you're following the mirror exercise, and I will definitely create more videos on inner work specifically. But if you're not familiar with the mirror exercise, I would highly recommend you to read the book Twin Flames, Finding Your Ultimate Lover. That has all the details about the mirror exercise. And you can also sign up for the free intro course at twinflamesuniverse.com, and you will receive 8 lessons, and one of the lessons is about the mirror exercise. So it's simple 4 steps. It's to identify what the upset is in your reality. It could be related to your twin flame or in any other relationship that you're facing, even with yourself, and gives you the tools of these 4 steps to actually resolve that problem or issue or any upset or any misalignments and displacements that you're feeling within you. And then it brings you into a much more peaceful and calmer place on the inside, and also obviously gives you the strength and the power in the right direction for you to act accordingly on the outside. So coming back to my point, that even if you're using the mirror exercise and you're choosing to do your inner work every day, if you are not taking aligned action, you are choosing separation at some point, right? You're choosing that, okay, at 5D level or 3D or at 4D, I'm aligned, but when it comes to 3D, I misalign myself. Say, for example, you choose freedom for yourself, okay? You want freedom, you've given yourself the feeling of freedom in your heart, you feel great, but when it comes to living on the outside, you're constantly either under someone's control, or you're living a codependent relationship. Maybe you're living with your parents or living with the wrong partner, and it's just under an influence. So there's no freedom there. So this dissonance that starts happening, it actually causes you to numb out in your brain, where you are like, I am doing the inner work, but when it comes to implementing on the outside, I'm excusing myself and saying I can be compassionate with myself, or I can be patient and it will happen naturally on the outside. No, my dear friends, you are a co-creator, you're a co-manifester with God. So when you choose, you make a choice in your heart, you do it, you participate in your outer world. If you're not participating and you're just waiting for people to change around you, it's just not going to work. So this is like asking people to act, but you're not acting according to what choices you have made. So that also becomes a mirror, and it also becomes a kind of a bad habit of abandoning yourself in the physical reality. That is why probably you're not able to manifest your union in the physical, because you're doing all the inner work, but there's no action on the outside. So by action, I don't mean, okay, give calls to your twin flame and disturb him 24/7. By action, I mean whatever healing you do within yourself, whatever blocks you overcome your fears, then you cannot be fearful on the outside. You will be tested. You will be tested on the outside, and the universe will give you scenarios where you will have the choice of going back to your old self, where you had all the fears and you controlled yourself, or act according to what new choice that you have made. So it's important to be dedicated to that and make that as a habit. Start by smaller things. For example, you have just done a mirror exercises on someone disrespected you, and you're like, okay, I'm upset that someone disrespected me. I'm upset that I disrespect myself. And when you heal that and say, I choose to respect myself, I love myself in the place where I disrespected myself, and you integrate that part of you, your next step is the choice of respect, and remembering that choice of respect to respect yourself in every situation, even in the physical realm. So it's like in any scenario where you are conversing with someone, you come across someone who is disrespecting you, you put up correct boundaries because you respect yourself. So your choice of respecting yourself goes really deep, and it never stops. This is you about committing to your choices. So it is important to have that depth of commitment in your inner work and in your outer work. Your inner and outer should be the same. And that goes with your personality, your way of thinking, that the desires as well. Whatever you desire on the inside, the way you see yourself as divine, then you act as divine. You be divine on the outside too. Like, what does that mean? Like, you see yourself as absolutely relaxed and wonderful. You be that. You be that on the outside. You don't have to copy others, or you don't have to put up a mask and try to fit into the crowd. You be who you are. Say you see yourself like God has shown you that you're a powerful person. You be powerful on the outside and be unafraid of that, because that's what God has shown you. So be dedicated to that and face all the challenges on the outside. Whatever inner work you do, you will also face that on the external. So let's say again, the example of disrespect, you will be tested. Maybe someone will disrespect you. Are you gonna stand up for yourself and say things like, I will not take this disrespect? Or are you gonna put up a boundary? Are you gonna vocalize and say, I choose to be respected here and not run away? So I had one of the students come up and they're like, my friends are not respecting me, so I'm going to block them. And I said, no, you're meant to have a conversation and explore that. Have you loved them completely? So you're still to explore that, is this relationship coming from God? Maybe God wants you to have the lesson of vocalizing and saying what you desire to express. So maybe you have lacked in expressing yourself and saying what you wanted to say. And this is the opportunity that God has laid out in front of you, that I'm going to respect myself and I'm going to vocalize and say things that, please, I would appreciate if you can address me in this way. So that's going to give you confidence back. That's going to even deepen your own trust and commitment to yourself. So your inner self is going to be like, yes, I did my inner work, and she is also loving me back by acting the same way in the physical. So I hope this video has helped you. I am organizing a workshop in the second week of February. Do check out my website. It is about clearing your past identities. This is going to be a very powerful workshop. You come to this if you really, really desire to change, because this actually activates your change. What happens is we're going to discuss all the identities that you are subconsciously or consciously attached to that are no longer serving you in becoming your true self and becoming a hindrance. So personalities or identities, things and ideas that you have attached yourself to. And we will be going through a visualization exercise and a ritual that you can always use in the coming times and use it like a formula. So I'm looking forward to this workshop because I have learned this from two philosophies, you can say, that I learned this from the teachings of Union and also the teachings of Tantra. So I will be combining these two studies, and because I've used it on myself and I have found so much benefit in this, I would love to share it with you guys. So do think of signing up and check out the website, and I will see you in the next videos. Do subscribe if you haven't. All right, take care guys. Bye.